thoroughly enjoyed the course, especially the fundamentals one, that and the image processing. I think it was fantastic to start with the basics of the image processing before getting into more of the deep learning, that kind of stuff. So
Right.
very well structured.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Roscoe. I wanted to learn about your journey, right? What was your background and how did you get interested in computer vision?
Absolutely. Well, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. So I have a background in computer science and mathematics. I also majored in computer science at Stellenbosch. And then I did my postgrad in honors of computer science at the University of Cape Town. And yeah, I did gamification for my honors project. And AI was my favorite module in my
Right.
honors. And yeah, I saw your 100K Accelerator program, that course. I did the interview. Well, it was kind of like a onboarding that you had.
Yeah.
And I was part of that, and I thought it was really, really awesome. It was 4 hours, and you kept me captive for so long, which I thought was very impressive.
Right.
And yeah, after seeing that, I thought that computer vision is something that I'd really like to go into. I love the way that it's visual, and that you can kind of see what the output is, whereas LLMs and things are much more of a black box. I thoroughly enjoyed the course, especially the fundamentals one, that and the image processing. I think it was fantastic to start with the basics of the image processing before getting into more of the deep learning, that kind of stuff. So
Right.
very well structured. I thoroughly enjoyed your enthusiasm as a director and giving the course. So that was my favorite part, was your enthusiasm as well as your personal aspect, where you had a personal touch, which I thought was really extraordinary. Where you mentioned about your son, for example, and the little notes he left. I thought that was so cute. Doing that made it very real. And I think that's quite different to a lot of other online courses that I've done. So adding that personal element, and like I mentioned before, your enthusiasm about computer vision was really, really cool. And yeah, so that was why I really loved that first one, especially in terms of the depth. I think it was very well structured, very well. I really liked the fact that you could do it at your own pace. That was a big thing for me because I was working full time while doing it.
Right.
And that was a big kind of reason why I liked that structure, was that I could do it at my own pace, and also the ability to communicate with the course convener. I believe it was Hardik for that one. I also developed quite a nice relationship with him.
Right.
But I really appreciated the fact that you had multiple opportunities, so you didn't have to get it 100% the first time.
Yep.
And I think that that's actually how universities get it wrong. I've done my 4 years of computer science where it was, you get 100% or you get 0%. There's no in between. Like, for example, for maths, you could have 5 pages of working, but if the final answer was wrong, you got 0 out of 5 for that question, which I think is absurd. Whereas with your guys' method, you could try again and get feedback and iterate. And I think that iterative excellence is actually the slogan for my company. So I really like that ability to iterate and
Very
continuously.
nice. Tell me a little bit about your company. What does it do, and what are you guys planning to do? Do you have do you have other co-founders, or are you doing it alone for now?
So I do have a business partner, but he's more on the business side of things. I'm kind of doing the majority, or the entire coding aspect of it. So I'm the technical guy behind it. It's actually a computer vision company.
Oh, congratulations.
Startup. Thank you.
Yeah.
So I forgot to mention that what got me into the computer vision line of work was a project to identify cattle based on their nose prints, in a similar fashion to human fingerprints.
Yep.
So that's been my major project at the company I was working at for the last several years, is getting a cutting edge model that doesn't require retraining, that works on a mobile device, so on edge devices, as well as taking into all the different variables for the cows, for the snotty noses, for the hay, for the sunlight conditions, the shade, all that kind of stuff. So it's a very cool project. They had 5 companies try and crack it before me, and all of them failed. They weren't able to get high enough kind of accuracies and percentages. And so they decided that to go ahead with my methodology, and so I've got a really cool pipeline in there, and it's working quite well. We're going to see how well it scales, because it's only on a few hundred cars at the moment, but it's working really well, getting good results.
How did your learning, right, the things that you learned during the course, how did that help you in starting the company?
Absolutely. So I think that especially the fundamentals course,
Yeah.
it gave me the confidence to understand images at a deeper level that I definitely didn't have just without the course. A lot of the basically my company and the methodology that I use fully uses OpenCV framework.
Yeah.
So doing the course was kind of a no-brainer for me, because I'd already been exposed to it
Right.
through the work I was doing for the cattle recognition.
Right.
And then seeing that OpenCV had OpenCV University,
Right.
it was just a very streamlined event from using the OpenCV packages in my pipeline to doing the course, getting a deeper understanding of the framework of the material, seeing what was going on, and then using that knowledge to refine my pipeline and get it to where it ultimately beat out the nearest competitors using deep learning and advanced deep learning at that, by quite a significant chunk.
That's victory, man.